We're back with another episode.
You're a weirdo.
That was good.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again. Back at it again. Back at it again. Back at it again.
Public service announcement. We can't start this episode off any other way. I need everyone listening to know Megan Thee Stallion is from San Antonio, Texas.
She's not. She's from Houston.
She was born in the Deuce Dime Countdown City 210, and she moved to Houston almost immediately. But I'm claiming her for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Oh my God.
That's the whole podcast, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We are done here.
We'll see you next week. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, she is not from San Antonio. She was born here. What if she was born at our hospital? Oh my God.
I'm going to trace her back.
It's meant to be.
Oh, I'm really into genealogy right now because I got my 23andMe results back.
You did? Come on. I mean, cool beans. What are you? Is that an appropriate question to ask? What are you?
I don't think you're supposed to ask that to people anymore.
So what's your ethnicity?
Thank you. What are you mixed with?
What are you really though? I'm African American. All right, I'm American. But what are you?
And then I always tell people like, oh, I'm half black, half white. And they're like, oh. I'm like, oh, sorry, I wasn't more exciting.
Oh, I thought you were exotic.
Oh, what? My hair's wet and curly today. Thought I was Dominican. Sorry. My phone won't open. Okay, so we've all been waiting for it. The results of my 23andMe.
Oops.
What the fuck? Okay, shockingly enough, and to no one's surprise but my own, I'm 58.4% European.
OMG.
It's concerning.
You're white.
I'm white.
You're white.
I was concerned. My
Yes.
mom was upset that I was so concerned. She was like, what's wrong with being white? I'm like, what's right? Read the room.
Read the room, Kim.
Yeah, so no surprise, I'm fucking Irish, but
What's your percent of Irish?
56.7.
So you're 56%, you're 58% European, but you're Irish.
Yeah, so like I'm 56.7% British Irish, but there's a part of Ireland that's like not Ireland, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And then I'm 1.5% Finnish.
What is Finnish?
I'm assuming from Finland.
Oh, got it. I was
Yeah.
like, you're finished. What?
Never been there, don't know anything about it, but obviously I'm gonna have to go now.
Yeah.
The fun part though is
Are you black, really?
I am black really. I'm
Ooh.
40.1% West African.
Wow, your dad got some weak genes, man.
I know, mostly Nigerian, so I'm gonna claim that.
Cool bean. We gotta go to Nigeria.
That's what I'm writing to the bank. I am
Yes.
Nigerian if anyone asks.
Yes, we gotta go to Nigeria and we gotta retrace Fowler's roots. I need to do that because I know I'm all the way African.
You
I
are,
just know.
hey, listen, I thought I was too, and I wasn't, so you might be surprised.
Well, my great grandfather is white. My grandmother's father is white, and her mother was black, and so I know I have some European in there. Yeah,
maybe you'll be like 20% European.
I doubt it.
And it'll shock you.
My dad's from the backwoods of Georgia.
I'm telling you, when I read that 58%, I was like, me?
This is why you like Starbucks
a white
so much.
woman? Yeah, this is why I smile with my eyes and my mouth shut at anyone. Do you do that when people, okay, the whitest thing about me, I swear to God, when I'm walking down the hall, someone looks at me, I automatically am like,
I mean, I think everybody does that.
I do like the
South,
no
though.
teeth smile, eyes wide.
Yeah, I think everybody does that, especially like from the South. Like I didn't used to do that, and then when I moved to Tallahassee when I went out to college, everybody was speaking. I'm like, why the fuck are y'all speaking to people? That's so weird. But people who are in North Florida is technically like, you might as well say South Georgia because it's very southern there. And so I used to always just be, and then too working in healthcare for so long, you're always.
I was telling someone the other day, like, I never used to be the like, hi, what's up? How you doing? But at the hospital, they have this rule that's like, if you're 10 feet away from someone, give a nonverbal sign, like a wave or a smile. And when you're 5 feet away, give a verbal, hi, hello, how's your day? All of that shit.
Yeah.
So we're like, hi, how are you? How's your day? How's it going?
This is why I have so much anxiety at work because I don't want to talk to people.
Exactly, but you're forced to. I
I
always
know,
feel like
it's so
someone's
stupid.
watching and it's going to be like, is that your values?
Such and such excellence?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not being unexcellent today.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's some exciting shit.
Congratulations
that's
to you.
Thank you very much. I am now a white woman and I will only be going as such.
Yes, and if you get pulled over, you're still black.
Can you imagine getting pulled over and
Sir,
being like,
I am 58%
I am
European.
58% European.
He's like, and your black ass is still going to jail.
Clink, clink.
Peace, bitch.
Oh, damn it.
That's crazy. How was your week this past week? Other than your results, you have some big news for our audience. Are you sharing that or no? It's totally okay if you don't. Did I put you in a corner? I probably did. Sorry.
About COVID?
No, about your house.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that I was in COVID.
Oh no.
I've closed on the house. I bought the house. It's my house. It's my money and I want it now. This has been the fucking most. I was in my head before this episode. I was like, I'm going to try to cuss less. Not going to happen.
Not after the week you've had.
Not after the week I've had. Y'all, it's been a week. I closed on the house. We started redoing the house. I went probably on like Monday or Tuesday just to check it out. I go every night after work just to like make sure it's still there.
Yeah. It's new house jitters. I did the same thing.
I'm like, is it there? Did they take it away? I feel like they're gonna change the locks. So I walk in. It's storm. I don't know what it was last week, but the sky would just open up and start pouring.
Yeah.
So I'm at the house. Everything's fine, and I go up to one of the windows in my room, and it's leaking from the bottom part of the window, but it's not like water just coming in off the side. It's like water from the top of the seal. I don't know shit about houses. I was like, but that's not right. That seems kind of weird. I just like shoved some stuff there and I was like, I'll figure this out later.
Right.
So the guy who's redoing my floors, my mom called him because my mom is still doing everything for me. But
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know. She's really good at it. She said, hey, will you take a look at her window? She said it was leaking. This motherfucker goes to the window and just pops it right open.
Wow.
The entire window the seal was broken, not secured.
God. So there was no screen or nothing.
There was no screen. There was no, like, the locks were popped out. There was no seal on the window.
Wow.
The springs were taken out. Someone was squatting in my house.
Oh my God.
The house that I just paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for, someone was living in rent free without my knowledge, was climbing a fucking tree right outside my front door, hopping onto the roof, popping the window open into my bedroom
God.
and just fucking thought and bopping in my house.
Wow.
And we had, like, when we came in a couple weeks ago, one of the toilets downstairs was like super dusty, muddy, dirty. And we're like, that's so fucking weird. Shut the door, walked away. We were like, oh, weird. So now it's
Jesus.
so like I had to steam clean the whole thing. I had to buy 2 new windows on top of all the other shit I had to buy. We cut down those motherfucking trees.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if you're sneaking into my shit.
Hell no. You can get a bullet in your ass.
Yeah.
That's what happens to my parents. My parents used to own property, apartment or duplexes rather, in South Florida. And before my mom sold them after my dad passed, I had to go to her house, to the place or whatever, because this crackhead started a fucking fire at the damn duplex. And I was just like, what the hell? We had to call the police. And when we called the police that day, there was another guy that was literally, he had broken off the wood panel that we put on, and he was sleeping in there. And so the cops was like, oh, well, you know, ma'am, do you want to press charges? So my mom was like, no, he clearly was just sleeping in there. Like, we're not gonna, just get out, just don't come back or whatever. Oh my God, we were so glad when we sold that piece of shit. Like, residential property fucking sucks. Managing it fucking sucks.
This is a gated fucking community.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a cop at the gate, but there's a gate with a keypad. God damn it! I'm just like, how are these people doing this? So, and it was just more money than I had planned to spend because we're redoing the floors and we're painting, redoing shit, and then I had to buy 2 more windows. We had to pay to get the trees cut down, and now I have to get the security company to come earlier than I thought because I'm not fucking sleeping in there when people know.
Too. Yeah, that's what I have in my house.
So I'm just praying this was like some really cute but unfortunate immigrant family that came and maybe was working on the house before and thought could sleep there instead of just like some random fucking opioid addicted down on his luck man who was disgusting and creeping in my room.
I'm just concerned about putting his muddy booty on your toilet.
Oh, I have quadruple bleached everything. I ripped out. Thank God we were ripping out the carpet. Yeah, because that's what's grossing me out. Like, who the fuck knows what's on? Exactly. Oh my God, y'all. So it's been a fucking week. That happened. I remember last week when we were recording, and I was like, I just have this feeling that I'm gonna be in COVID. And I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And she's like, no, good vibes. When I tell y'all, I fucking walked in on Monday and I looked at my schedule and it was like, code ICU. I literally Home Alone like screamed. Yeah,
it was horrible.
And it was a rough week in COVID. So it's been a long one.
Yeah, well, you've had a lot of different exciting things going on. That's awesome for you.
Yeah, love that for me. Yeah, but moving in on...
don't tell people.
I know, not even saying that. No, I moved in. The security system is armed and dangerous, so don't even fucking try it. I'm getting a gun, I've decided. You might as well. You're in Texas. Why don't you own a gun already? Bah, bah. Yeah. I own several guns. I want an arsenal, you know? Yeah. I'm trying to get me another gun. Well, not trying to. I am going to get me another gun. I just want my one of my coworkers, old coworker's husband is going to build it for me.
He's gonna add on.
What the fuck?
Well, because I'm getting an AR-15, but
What the fuck?
But he's gonna put like laser and scope and all that kind of stuff on it. So you can, because those are like buildable guns. You can build a lot of stuff.
Watch so much fucking apocalyptic shit.
Watch when the apocalypse hits. Don't try to come over to my house. No.
My thing is, if you're gonna have guns anywhere, here's the place to fucking do it.
Absolutely.
Like if I rolled up to your house and you live in Texas and you have an insane gun like that. Like my cousin, I think he told me he paid like $9,000 for
Oh,
a
they're
gun.
pricey. I'm not paying that much.
Yeah,
for a gun,
like,
but
and I was like, okay,
I'm getting the
Texas,
great value
I get it.
AR-15.
If you lived anywhere else, like the Northeast or Cal, I'd be like, what the fuck is this lady's problem? Like immediately,
Yeah.
I'd be like, she's a psycho. I'm getting out of the house.
Yeah, no.
But
I'm
in
definitely
Texas,
buying
it's just
it.
like, oh, what gun do you have?
Yeah, because it's fun. Like guns are not all bad if you know how to use them, and if you
you're an
use them for the
adult
right thing.
person using it for
Exactly.
the right- and
you're not trying to
sound,
shoot up
mind,
a
and
school.
body. Yeah.
Right. Don't try to shoot up a school or a grocery store or a church or anything like that. Just for recreational use. Make sure that you. Again, I'm licensed to carry, and I have an open carry.
License to kill.
I have a concealed weapon license and I'm an open carry. So I am very responsible with my guns. I do not, well, I won't say that, but I'm very responsible with my guns. I'll just say that.
Well, yeah, like growing up, when I would go to summer camp, you get to pick 3 activities, and mine were always arts and crafts, archery, rifles.
You need to learn those skills though.
I feel like fucking Katniss in
The
that
way
bitch.
that this world is going, you need to, every female should learn how to shoot a gun.
Bop, bop. Let's go to
Everybody.
the shooting range.
Let's do it.
We'll take the podcast on the road.
Let's do it. Oprah and Gail, we're trying to
That's
be,
what I'm saying.
you know, I'm
We do
Oprah.
it. How was your week? Wait, I don't want to fucking be Gail.
I already called it.
Damn it.
My week was actually, oh God, my week was hard. It started off really beautiful. And then I ended up getting a 515 pounder patient who just kept obsessing about his ass. And then he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Anyway, neither here nor there. And then we're going to talk about this in the rehab corner, but I think it was Thursday, was it? Thursday, I wake up and, get dressed for work and everything. And I'm leaving out of my house and get in my car and try to crank my car up. And my battery does not work. My car wouldn't crank up. So yeah, I had to deal with that debacle.
Crank your car?
No, I just tried to crank it up with my key, and it was
the
like
old key crank.
Nope, bitch. And I was like, damn it, I don't know if it was the starter, the alternator. Well, I knew it wasn't the alternator because it didn't start up at all. But I figured it was either the starter or the battery, and so thank God it was just the battery. So dealing with that whole debacle, but we'll talk about that in the rehab corner. But other than that, my week was pretty good. I'm getting ready to go on vacation this week, so when this comes out, I will be on vacation. Technically staycation. I'm just gonna stay and do nothing. I don't want to travel. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be left alone. Do not show up to my house. No one show up to my house, because if you show up at my house, I'm gonna look at you on my security camera and I'm still gonna not let you in. So
Good
yeah,
one.
pretty much. But yeah, other than that, it was cool. Cool. Oh, today is my aunt's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Shouts out to my aunt Pat. Nope. Yes.
That still
Yeah.
reminds me of The Boss. I got a fresh lineup.
Boss. Yeah, today is my aunt's birthday. She was the aunt that did you have aunts? Okay, I have 7 aunts, right? 2 on my dad's side and then 5 on my mom's side.
Your mom has 5 sisters?
Yeah, it was 11 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 girls, 5 boys.
Wow. It's a lot of mouths.
Yeah, 9 are still living.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so, and my grandmother is still living. She's 97. And so yeah, my aunt, my youngest aunt, second to youngest aunt on my mom's side, today is her birthday. And she was the aunt, like, I don't call her by her name, like auntie so-and-so, like she's just auntie. Like, do you have an aunt like that you just call them auntie whatever?
I call them all by their first names.
Really? She's the only aunt. I think because we grew up where we were so close to her, we never called her auntie whatever her name is. We just said, hey auntie, and that's it.
Huh.
So when we say that around our other aunts, we're like, hey auntie, and they're like, yes, and I'm like, we're not talking to you, we're fucking talking
Not
to auntie.
you.
Shit, they're like, well, we're all auntie. No, the fuck you're not. You're auntie so and so, and this is auntie. That's it. She's the only auntie that we call auntie.
No, we have
That's
like I call my aunts nicknames, but they're just calling them their name.
Yeah.
Like I made Khaki, Lisa,
Don't tell everybody all your aunts' names.
Shishwa,
Yeah.
Sikut-Kapa, Tiki-Dudu.
I hate you. All right, well, let's go ahead and get on into it. The Olympics has officially started in Tokyo,
Are
Japan.
we happy about this, or I don't know what to? I'm still confused about how we're all feeling about the Olympics.
I think the Olympics is I think the competition is great. I think it's going to be some great Olympic games. They've already had a couple of upsets and stuff.
Sorry, you can cut this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have no choice but to.
Couldn't figure out if we were lefty loosey or righty
tighty. Gotcha. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a great bit of Olympic Games. I think there's obviously some key people who we want there. Obviously Sha'Carri Richardson, Coco Gauff, we want there.
I thought you were talking about all those sexy people they keep posting. They're like, these are the athletes to watch in the Olympics, and it's like that hot swimmer guy that has the tattoos, and there's like this cute surfer girl, and then there's that hot guy with the grass skirt who looks like he's some kind of Pacific Islander.
Nah.
Not them. That's not who you're watching.
I'm waiting on
That's
track.
who I'm watching.
I'm waiting on Simone Biles, track and field. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Huh. Okay. Let me tell you. After the NBA bubble and the Spurs not giving what they were supposed to have gave.
Yeah.
Sports for me, I just haven't been doing it.
Well, yeah, because it was on Zoom, and now even too like the stuff that they're showing, because it's on. I don't know what the time frame is, how far behind or in front of us.
I feel
Japan
like they are a full half of a day,
probably
either direct. You know what I mean? Like
probably
behind or in front.
Probably, but
other side of the world shit.
The way they're playing it, it's like, or the way they're doing it, it's just other athletes that are in the stands, and it's so quiet and weird. Because even I was watching the swimming last night, and the swimming, they basically had people that were making all these little noises or whatever. So every time they come up on the surface, they're letting them know by the little things that they press on there, the little horn sounds or whatever. But it would seem kind of lame because you don't have the same level of intensity. You don't hear the crowd, you don't hear the noise, and you feed off that as an athlete. But I think it's gonna be still okay. I'm just it's not gonna be the same, but
The only thing I've kept up with this year is Formula One.
Really?
Yeah, they're coming to Austin in October. If
Are you
you have
go?
a wait, listen, the tickets are so fucking expensive right now. The
How
only
much
good
are
ones
they?
they're like $2,000 because all that's
fuck no.
left is these like
Fuck you, Formula One.
box seats basically.
hell?
But there's some for like $600. I'm trying to get my mom to fork it up.
Man, you just bought a house.
She wants to go though, so I was like, she doesn't want to go alone. She wants to go with me, so she might as well just buy it for us. You know what I'm talking about?
I hate you.
Anyway, that, and do you know what was on the other day? Professional cornhole. I was obsessed. Couldn't stop watching it.
That's a profession.
Yeah, it was like on ESPN.
You talking about the one with the little bean bags and you throw in the hole?
Yes, bitch. Professional cornhole. There was like this older couple. They looked like they were a couple.
How the hell do you make
These
that a
older white
profession?
people, and then there was like this young black guy and this white girl, and that was their team, and it was professional cornhole.
We are in the wrong profession.
I'm saying, I could listen. If I knew I could make money off of cornhole, I'd be.
I've never even
fucking
played.
it up.
Well, I played it a couple times, but yeah, I'm not good at that.
Dude, you're not good yet. We could be a team.
What about like Farmville on Facebook? Can we be professional?
We can bring
Farmville
that
players?
back. I've missed that. Tending to my crops,
Candy
forgetting
Crush
to
or
water
something?
them.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh God! But even speaking of the Olympics, did you see how the Olympic athletes, they've been putting up all these videos of how the headquarters or the living quarters are basically all the beds are made out of cardboard, and how they made them out of cardboard to deter athletes from having sex with each other.
My thing is,
Cardboard's not gonna stop them, but
if you want to fuck, you're gonna do it.
You can fuck standing up.
especially if you're an Olympic athlete. I feel like
Exactly.
you can figure that shit out.
you're an athlete.
Handstands.
Yes,
not headstands.
you can do a headstand.
That'd be even more difficult.
Yeah, but people still do a headstand, but it's a handstand.
But
though.
it's a handstand that
Yeah.
I'm referring to. These are the most physically fit people in the entire world.
They're supposed to be, yeah. So I think they can figure it out. Like no little cardboard. Listen, people been fucking in the back of Chevys and whatnot, and having sex in theaters and in airplane bathrooms.
Yeah.
You really think a piece of cardboard is gonna stop anything? It's not. But
Is this that big of an issue at the Olympics that they were like, we have to do something?
I'm just like, what is this, like a big orgy or something?
Yeah,
I don't
do they
know.
get complaints every year?
But
Is that why all the Olympians have kids?
I kind of feel like Japan though is like, they're very obviously traditional. Like other countries are traditional as well. But I feel like even a lot of the stuff that they make out of like bamboo and all that kind of stuff, like maybe that's just, I mean, they probably like, listen, we're in a pandemic, bitch. We can't afford all this
They
stuff.
probably just ran the fuck out of beds.
They probably did.
And they're like, what can we do? Oh, let's say it's because we don't want people hooking up.
Yeah, we already got to pay for electricity. We got to pay for food for y'all motherfuckers. Y'all, cause y'all gonna eat a shit ton. We got to pay for the staffers to be there. One thing we can sacrifice is the beds. You shouldn't be sleeping very much if you're an athlete.
I know Tokyo is not China, but all Asia to me is ground zero for COVID right now.
Well, I mean, they do have COVID numbers are actually increasing though, unfortunately, everywhere. But I feel like at our particular hospital, they're not like when COVID first started last year, we were obviously in like the hundreds, and I'm not talking about 100 patients. We had like 200 and 300 patients
That
at
shit
a time.
but it was like 50, 70 the next day.
Yeah.
102. It was rapid. Like, people were just coming in with COVID. So much to where they weren't even getting admitted. Do you remember in the emergency room? They were like, listen, if you're COVID positive and you can manage your symptoms at home, meaning your oxygen is over 80%, take your ass home.
Yeah, if it becomes unmanageable, then come back. But if not, I mean, they were turning down beds and stuff. I mean, it was an insane apocalyptic time, right?
Yeah, but now there used to be a line outside the ER.
Yeah.
The ER is pretty clear.
We haven't even been in surge this whole week. Like, they kept saying we're going to cancel surge calls and stuff like that. But we have gone from like 18 to like 22 and then back down to 19 and then to 25. And it's been small jumps like that. Today I went to Costco and it was very weird because there was a lot of people. There were so many people that were walking around without a mask on. And I'm just like, do you all realize that the COVID vaccine is not a cure? It is to potentially prevent you from having these crazy, horrible symptoms. But your comorbid factors still come into play, and this shit can still kill you. And the CDC, this is why I said y'all shouldn't be telling people, well, if you're in groups of 4 or more, blah, 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 I'm unvaccinated, then you are vaccinated, then you don't have to wear a mask. Don't tell people shit like that because they're going to take it literally and they're never going to wear a mask.
I feel like people think if you've made it this far, you have weathered the storm. I think they think it's...
But nobody has survived COVID. We are still in it, and we are still surviving. Well, like, the pandemic is not over.
I am vaccinated, but I have horrible asthma. If I were to get COVID, it would knock me on my ass, and I will still, like, if I'm running into the store, I don't always wear a mask.
Yeah.
And I'm like a smart, educated person working in healthcare.
Yeah.
So.
But sometimes we're the worst ones, though.
I know.
This shit be bothering us. We'd be like, oh, let's just drink some water and go to bed.
You're fine.
Just drink some water and
You're
go to bed.
Fine. Yeah, I know. I just think people... They're just fucking ready to get back to life and they don't really care.
But what life? Life was so great when we were on lockdown. I pray we lock down
life
again.
Was great when we were on lockdown.
Please, just lock us down again.
Quarantine.
No,
like the first 3 weeks of quarantine were cool. I'm done with it now. I just want everyone out and living life.
That's because I'm an introvert, so I like being in the house. True. And the traffic was so great because there was nobody
on the road.
Well,
you live an hour away from work, you psycho.
I know, so it was nice time that I was able to just sleep longer and get home faster and, be able to turn it off and turn it on and call it a day. So yeah.
I just feel bad for all these kids. They're going to be stupid.
I do too.
Because their parents were teaching them at home for a year and a half.
First of all, I could not imagine helping my nephew with his homework. Like my best friend's son, who is also my nephew, I think he is now 15. Oh my God, he's 15. I can't believe that. Anyway, but even before when I was in Atlanta and I used to, like, when I did my clinical there and I was helping him with his homework and I'd be like, hey bro, I don't know. Well, did your teacher bring home the answers? Like, so we can at least know what we're doing? Like, can we Google search some of this shit? But I cannot imagine trying to help kids with their homework. Science, yes, I can do. History, I can do all that. Math, fuck no.
Dude, not doing it. COVID this week, you know how you can't have anything in that room?
What do you mean?
Like, you can't have your phones and shit in the COVID room itself. You can't have anything. So this patient is obsessed with his weight because he's losing weight rapidly because he's in the ICU.
Dying of
COVID. And so
I'm not laughing at the patient.
And no, just the situation. Yeah. Not even the situation.
No, I'm laughing at the fact that he's obsessed with his weight.
Yeah. I wish more people were obsessed with their weight. Anyway, he was like, please weigh me. Please, what's my weight? I was like, hey, after the session, I'll weigh you. Weigh him. The bed gives it to me in fucking kilograms. I was like, son of a bitch.
Now you got to calculate that shit.
So I was like, hey, sir, 92 kilograms. And he was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, okay, let me multiply. I had to do long multiplication with a dry erase marker on a desk. You know how long it's been since I did long multiplication? That shit is hard.
You know what my response would have been to that patient? Oh, let me ask your nurse.
Your nurse can give you that information.
Your nurse can give you that information. Can she give it to me before we start? No, here's the deal. Do your exercises and then we'll tell you what your weight is.
I was like, surely I can do that. 92 times 2.2, perfect. I wrote it down and I was looking at it and I was like, what the fuck?
No.
Where does my placeholder go? Where does the decimal go? 180? It was 202. I got it right on the first try. Thank you very much.
I was going to say at least 180, sir.
Because 90 and 90.
90 and 90.
Is 180.
180,
Yeah, no. I feel bad for the kids and for the parents. That would stress me the fuck out if I had to teach my child.
Well, even they were saying, too, in the news that children who are unvaccinated, well, obviously children are not vaccinated because the vaccine doesn't work for them yet. But they were saying that that the children still need to wear a mask when they're in school. But then there was another report that came out. I was like, oh no, the kids don't have to wear a mask. And I'm just like, everybody needs to wear a mask. My nephew, he goes to daycare or school rather, because he's 4. But he went to school and one of the kids was exposed to COVID or tested positive for COVID. His mom tested positive for COVID and half of their family tested positive for COVID. I guess they had some kind of party or some gathering or whatever.
Always a party.
The grandma got it. The son got it. The wife didn't get it, but the husband got it. So my nephew had to be out. All these kids had to be out of school pretty much for like 2 weeks, and they had to come back 10 days later with at least a negative COVID test 3 days before school was back again. So my sister and my brother-in-law, of course, had to swap who's staying home, who's working from home, calling in, calling out, and stuff like that, because they couldn't take them back to school.
That's stressful, dude.
Yeah. And I'm like, your kids don't have a defense right now, people. Like,
It's also just crazy how COVID can hop over members of families.
it's just like diabetes.
Huh.
Jumps over.
That's true. But that's more of like things I can actively do
That's very true.
to not get diabetes.
Yeah. Well, you have tried to.
Not like someone coughed in my face and I have this fucking deadly pandemic.
Yeah, you came in talking about you thought you had strep throat, and I was like, get the fuck away from me, bitch.
I did. It has cleared up. And that's the thing, too. How many people said, oh, I thought I had allergies and it was fucking COVID. So now every time I,
True.
Or like there will be a food and I can't really taste it. And I'm like, who?
And you're just like, wait, is that me? Let me go brush my teeth again.
Yeah, maybe that's some salt.
Exactly. So yeah, COVID numbers are rising. People, please just wear your mask, please. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not.
Judgment. Wear a mask.
No, because we've given you the opportunity to use your best judgment and you haven't done it yet. Wear a fucking mask whether you're vaccinated or not. COVID has no fucking cure, people. There is no cure for COVID yet.
COVID is
all it is
a conspiracy. Don't listen to her.
Well, they're putting chips in people as well too, and because the government is really concerned about we are doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I mean, do I believe the government puts chips in people? Yes. Do I believe that they're putting it in the vaccine? No.
I just feel like the government is more the type to slowly poison us to get our money. Like, slowly have us addicted to certain things so that they can profit off of us, slowly introduce us to things that we can't live without. So then we need them and they develop and control the industry than they are to like just microchip us.
Yeah. I mean, what would be the purpose of microchip? Like, here's the thing. Here I hold an iPhone.
Yes.
This is a microchip. The government can hear everything I'm saying. They can physically
Literally,
see me.
They have your fingerprint.
They have my facial recognition. They have everything.
All of your credit
They
card
have my location, everything.
Everyone you've talked to.
What do you need to put it in my body for when I'm literally carrying it in my hand nonstop?
See, that's what I'm saying. They didn't microchip you. They gave you this device that you are now almost dependent on. It has passwords. It has your money. It has
your
everything.
whole life. You lose your phone.
That's the government's stilo, not like bombard you and microchip you.
The government is dumb, but they ain't that dumb.
Yeah.
Have
you watched Veep? Have you ever watched that show?
Yeah. Oh, with the girl from Seinfeld. What's her name?
Marie Dreyfus.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like the government to me.
Yeah. It's also Enemy of the State with Will Smith.
Woo!
Just saying.
That is. Let's talk about great film.
Yeah. What were you telling me about Holden? No. What the fuck?
Oh, Snowden. You need to watch Holden.
Who the fuck is Holden? I don't know.
Nope. You need to watch Snowden. It's about the guy who did the WikiLeaks. He was working for the FBI.
Yeah.
And he's the one who realized that they were hacking into people's like laptop cameras and shit and spying on them, spying on the American people. And he blew that shit up and then flew the fuck off to Russia because they were about to trap his ass.
Yeah. And this is a true story.
This is a true story.
So he's still there.
To my knowledge, yes, he is still there hiding.
Wow.
And I don't think they were... there was this whole thing about when Trump was in office, they were trying to extradite him and all of this stuff. But...
they better leave that man alone. If he already exposed your ass once, he'll expose you again. Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's see.
That's all I'm saying.
Highly classified information. Do. Cut this lull out.
Yeah.
You say you will and then you don't.
Because some stuff is funny.
I'm going to make a loud noise here. Wow! I feel good.
I fucking hate you. I'm going to leave that in just because you did
you
that.
have to cancel it out.
I'm going to leave that in.
Where does it say that he went to Russia? I just want you to know this. Oh, they revoked his passport and then they charged him with counts of violating the Espionage Act and theft of government property.
Espionage? Did he work for the government?
He worked for the government. That's how he
yeah.
knew all of this. And he stole... There's this great scene in the movie about him stealing... Because you know how hard it is to like get shit in and out of work if you work for the government.
Yeah.
So he had to steal
but you
it.
can't save anything.
Yeah. So it was all of that. He had to take it. And then he contacts all these people. And he had to basically be like... I need you to write an article about what's going on. I need to be anonymous, but here's all this information. So it's all this crazy shit.
Wow.
And then he flew to Moscow, and the Russians authorities basically
they were like, welcome.
They granted him asylum.
Yes, because they want all the secrets.
Yeah.
That's how Russia was able to hack the voter, allegedly.
Yeah. Okay, what was
voter.
I was listening to
The
some
votes.
God, what the fuck? I guess I should pay more attention to what the fuck's going on.
That's something.
There was a huge Microsoft hack. Like it was Microsoft, something that companies use. And it was hacked and they thought it was Russia.
Yeah.
So then they were like, we're cutting off this with Russia, we're cutting off this with Russia, blah, 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 like all of these harsh things. And now they've figured out that it was actually China who's done it.
Sorry. There you go.
And they haven't done shit to China. So everyone's like, what's going on?
Who the fuck is gonna touch China? Nobody. China can do whatever the fuck they want to. You gonna
Basically.
you think you big and bad? Go against China if you want to. They will crush everybody in this whole entire
I can
universe.
literally turn over anything in this office.
Seriously.
This is literal Chinese writing on this pen.
Listen, it really is. Listen, China, this computer, everything we got is made in China. Piss China off if you want to. I feel like our relationship with China is like
China.
China. I feel like the relationship between China and the United States is walking on eggshells. What can we do to continue this barter and trade system without me pissing y'all off so y'all won't kill us?
Yeah.
Please,
It's
don't
insane.
kill us.
And everyone's like, buy USA made. I'm like, if it weren't 20 times more expensive, I fucking would.
Or piss poor quality. Just saying.
There's that one.
You know, fix or repair your dailies. Unless you want to give me a Ford, then I'm cool.
You
with
can
that.
afford a Ford when you buy from Gillespie.
Gillespie.
When
What's
you buy
Gillespie?
from Gillespie, you can afford a Ford.
What is Gillespie?
Gillespie Ford.
Oh. Is that their slogan or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So anyway, kind of piggybacking off of we'll talk about Naomi in what we're watching or whatever. So we'll talk about that. But anyway, Jeff Bezos, ever heard of him? He is the founder.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Come on, Jeffrey. That's some
You can do
it. Jeffrey.
God, that fucking
Jeffrey
special is so funny.
So Jeffrey Bezos, who is the CEO, the founder, blah, 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 of Amazon, he actually went to space this past week and he wasted a bunch of money. Billions of dollars going into space, basically putting a tip in because he didn't go all the way up. Apparently he only spent 11 minutes in space and he took his brothers, and when he came back down, he immediately did an interview, like an Oprah style interview, whatever, and was just like, I want to thank all of the Amazon workers and the Amazon Prime customers out there because you all paid for this.
My $13 a month paid for you to go to fucking space.
That was a slap in my face. I was like, damn, Jeff, I get it. But why you had to remind me that I'm paying for you to go to space?
Like, here's the thing. Jeff Bezos, how are we saying this?
Bezos.
Okay, we all fucking hate you.
We really
But
do.
we cannot live at this
Without
point
Amazon.
without you. I
That's
will
very true.
not be left out of conversations because I don't get to watch something on Amazon Prime. I fucking
Yeah.
refuse. I will not wait 3 to 5 business days to get shit anymore than I need tomorrow.
Next
I
day,
won't.
bitch.
That's why I fucking pay for Prime.
Yeah.
Do I like it? No. Do I know that you treat your fucking workers like shit and have them in fucking factories, fucking hustling and bustling, and pregnant women can't even sit down for a 12-hour shift? Yes. But I am addicted. I am dependent. So don't fucking remind me while you're up in space pissing around that I actively participated in this.
Okay, here's the thing. You are already a piece of shit. We already know that, right? Warren Buffett no longer sits on your board, or is that, no, that's Bill Gates. Just kidding. Your ex-wife is now spending all of her money
On the blacks.
On the blacks, which I love.
Love that for
I love
her
that she's
and us.
giving all of this money away.
For 40% of me, 40.1, I love it.
Seriously, all 100% of me, I love it. But that's not a way to think. That's so selfish. Just don't do it. Like, just go into space and don't tell nobody. The fact that you literally, there was some
Just
controversy.
go to space and don't fucking
Don't tell anybody. But the fact that his spaceship looked like a dildo, it looked like a penis, and I'm like, so you just put the tip in?
Objects.
You just put the tip in.
Well, you know, if it's up, then it's stuck.
Well, you know that there was this conspiracy thing this girl did on TikTok. She was saying that she still thinks the Amazon logo is a penis, like the arrow that's pointing from A to
Oh.
Z. And some people were like, "Well, I thought it meant it'll ship from anywhere from A to Z." And she was like, "No, it looks like a penis." But I'm like, I think that's a far stretch. But I wouldn't put it past him.
His head looks like the
he's
tip
a
of a
short
penis.
bald man. He probably has a small dick. Who knows? I don't know. I'm allegedly.
We'll do a poll for everyone on Instagram. Let us know if you're short and small. Do you have a large penis?
I think big, people say big things come in small packages. I don't know. Clearly, he's a billionaire, so he's small, but his pockets are
Yeah,
mighty.
maybe maybe he was rejected by allegedly. Maybe he was just like rejected by girls had fucking little dick energy, and he was like, I'm gonna channel this into being a billionaire.
Oh, absolutely. I think you have to have a psychopathic drive in order to become a billionaire
You
and to
have
monopolize
to.
on the country.
We as normal people, how many
Yeah.
times are we like, we could work a little bit extra to make some money,
Listen, I started,
but I won't because I hate that idea.
yeah, like I literally still have not finished my laundry room, and my coworker came over last year, April, to rip the stuff all out, and it's there. I just need to finish
There's
painting it.
very little you have to do to convince me to not work or do something productive.
Yeah, it's very true.
So I don't think I have the billionaire mentality.
No.
I don't know if I necessarily want to be around those who do.
But
I
you
just
know,
feel like
I-
it's a sticky
I do-
situation.
I do get his mentality, though. I understand why Jeff Bezos is the way he is. First of all, when you're that powerful and you have that much money, you literally cannot care what people think about you. You literally have been delivered from the opinions of other people. Because if not, you would not have a one-track mind and you would not be able to be a billionaire. You don't care who you crush on the way up. You don't care what people... You have to be a psychopath. When
or at
you're
least a
trying to-
sociopath.
Absolutely, because the conditions, if you hear rumors about the conditions of your place, but then people, you come and you do an undercover boss or whatever, you just, oh, Jeff Bezos is here and everything's wonderful. And everybody is just like, step and fetch it. Oh yeah, everything's wonderful. You're like, okay, well, there's nothing to complain about. Let's
Dope.
keep going. Exactly. So yeah, he has to be a psychopath. So I totally get why he's like that. But I just think that your money could have been spent on way more things. I just think that space is not one of them. I mean, we're still in the middle of a pandemic and you're going on a fucking
It is
spaceship.
a dick measuring contest between all the billionaires right
Yeah,
now. They're like,
Richard
"Let's
Branson was the
fucking go to
first."
space. It was like, I don't know what little group chat they have going on or little dinner party they have once a year, and
Yeah.
someone mentioned space, and he was like, fuck that guy, I'll go to space.
Yeah, Kevin Hart apparently said that he got an invitation to go, and he was like, "Nah, dog, I'm good."
Oh, did you see Ashton Kutcher got invited to be on Richard Branson's, and Mila Kunis was like, absolutely not.
As we got kids, bitch. Because here's the thing: you can go out into space. First of all, the Challenger. I think you should look at the Challenger and look at the documentary of that. When that shit blew up, as soon as it went off into space, I mean, it didn't even leave the Earth's atmosphere yet. Okay, not only that, but there was another spaceship that came down that successfully went into orbit, came back down, and they burnt the fuck up on re-entry.
That's what scares me, is coming back down. Shit's
Yeah.
hot. Did you watch the documentary on the Challenger and about
Yes,
how
I did.
the guys who built it and how they knew it was
They
fucked
knew.
up? Oh,
They knew. And because they did all this publicity, they were like, well, we can't. It's the publicity. We can't.
dude.
And I'm like,
this-
y'all just killed 7 people. or
the
8 people.
testimonies of the people who were like, I was supposed to be on that one, but something happened and I
Yeah.
got held back, or I didn't get to go. They switched me out. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's God.
I was just thinking about the black man. I was like, God damn.
Always black man.
Oh, jeez. And the school teacher. I was like, she's a school,
The school
teacher.
teacher.
Oh, no.
man. And everybody else.
What
is
if she
very
hadn't
sad, too.
graded all her papers yet? Oh. Anyway, but Jeff Bezos actually gave, there was this award thing that he gave to 2 people. Van Jones was one of the recipients, and he basically gave him it's like a humanitarian award. And he gave him $100 million to donate to any charity or to do whatever he wanted to with the money.
Okay, first of all, why? Okay. Let me get my mind together.
Because he's a coon.
Remember when everyone thought he was dating Kim Kardashian?
Who, Van Jones?
Yes, you don't remember that? There were rumors going around that right after she separated from Kanye,
Van
that
Jones
she was
looks like he
dating
has a
Van
small
Jones.
dick. No.
Oh, it's a small dick podcast.
He probably air pumps all the time. Just
I hate you. What is he gonna give? $100
unless you want to give me money, Van Jones. If you do, you have a big dick. Yes.
I know. I hear you just came into some money,
Yes,
Mr. Jones.
absolutely.
I don't think he's gonna give it to black people,
No.
and he should.
He's one of those
Thank you.
people who he's black on the outside, but he's white on the inside.
Hey, listen.
I mean, technically, you're black. You
Exactly.
are.
Fuck off.
Yeah, that's true. you're an Oreo.
There's good ones.
You're definitely an Oreo.
There's some good people out here.
Absolutely, but Van Jones is not one of them. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting.
What? How do you transfer $100 million to someone?
You have to do a wire transfer.
It has to be, right?
Because anything over $10,000, the government's going to hold it for an extended period of time. But if you give them like a cashier's check or you just wire it, then it's fine.
You think he Venmo'd him?
No,
Cash App?
I don't even think Venmo can hold that much.
No, they don't. You
No.
can. Like your daily Venmo limit is $3,999.99.
They can't even make it 5,000.
No, because I just tried to send $5,000 to someone and they were like, and I literally had to keep going down until they would let me.
Oh God, that sucks. You have to do it multiple times. Gee
Yep.
whiz. So also in the news, LeBron James is actually the first NBA player to surpass $1 billion in revenue.
Another billionaire
While
in the
still
Billionaires
playing.
Club.
But you see what he did with his money? He opened a school.
It's got that cool wall in it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's doing good shit. Are Jay-Z and I was gonna say Madonna. What the fuck? Are Jay-Z and Beyonce billionaires separate or together?
Separate.
Separate. Billionaire
Yeah.
couple.
Billionaire couple, yes. But he's a billionaire and so is she.
Separately of her.
I would honestly say that I think Beyonce has more, and this is just me alleging, I think Beyonce has more money due to her career as far as being a singer, entertainer, and
I
all that
agree.
stuff.
He has
And then
more investments.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think that's how he got his money. Because I mean, people are buying his records and stuff, but Jay-Z wasn't touring
He's
like
not
that.
popping
Versus
off like that.
and Beyonce tour, when she tours, she makes a shitload of money.
Remember when she dragged him on the run because he was cheating?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh no, bitch, I'm gonna
like,
watch
we're
your
gonna- yep,
ass." Absolutely,
And we're gonna make money.
because I've been doing this too long. I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm.
She was like, and you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna sing about your fucking infidelity.
Hell, in your face.
God.
And I'm gonna make money off of it, bitch. I'm gonna get my bag. But did you also see that LeBron James he fired his agent a few years ago, and he actually replaced his agent or his manager with one of his friends that was pretty much like down on his luck and everything, and he was unemployed at the time. And you know, they have basically, their relationship has helped him to surpass $1 billion. Like other NBA players may have $1 billion, but he's the first NBA player that's still actively playing that has surpassed this monument with endorsements and his contracts and all
I'm
that
like,
kind of
listen, if one of my friends right now, I'm a lazy motherfucker.
stuff. Me too.
I'll put that on myself. But if one of my friends right now was like, hey, 10% of whatever you bring into me is yours. And they're a fucking celebrity, I'm gonna work my ass off.
That's a lot. I'm sorry. I don't think that I would give anybody 10% other than Jesus.
That was
That's
that's an arbitrary number.
Okay.
But I'm just saying what's fucking 2% of $1 billion?
Yeah, but I still don't want to give my money away.
Okay, you have to pay people to do the jobs that you need them to do.
Do I?
Yes.
Do I get paid?
Yes, you do. But I'm just think about it on the other end. LeBron James is your friend. You're in the same situation you are right now, where you're like, healthcare, is it for me? And he's like, hey, if you're open to it, I will give you this percentage. Anything you bring in for me, that's what you'll make.
I don't give a damn if it's 2%. I'll leave. Let's go. 0.5%. Let's go.
Exactly. Like, you would work your fucking ass off
Absolutely.
to bring in all this money.
But do you really have to work your ass off when it's LeBron James?
No, but I feel like there's a lot of like everyone, LeBron is the Nike, LeBron is that. So like you have to filter out these deals and see what fits him and what's actually going to be him and what's going to be the best for you. And
You have to be like security for him. Like every opportunity that comes is not a good
You're the
opportunity.
McAfee,
Exactly.
You're the Norton antivirus.
Definitely. Also, too, the Cleveland Indians. Speaking on the backs of athletes and sports, the Cleveland Indians have now officially changed their name to the Cleveland Guardians, which I think that's an amazing thing.
That's cute.
Well, they're trying to our indigenous brothers and sisters have been trying to for years get these sports teams to stop using their heritage as these mascots and colloquialisms and blah blah blah. You have like the Florida Seminoles, the Indian what are they, the Reds?
Oh yeah, Redskins,
and then you have
Redskins.
like the Cleveland Indians and stuff like that, because they're not mascots. These are real people's heritage. And
like
so,
you couldn't have the San Francisco Negroes or something.
Listen.
That'd be super disrespectful
Yes,
and rude
definitely.
and inappropriate.
Definitely, because we be
Or
going
like
up. The New York niggas. No.
Cincinnati
Exactly. You can't do stuff like that.
You can't do shit like
No.
that. No.
Yeah, so we definitely, I think that was an amazing thing. They should have did that, because the Redskins are now, what are the Redskins? What are they now? They changed their name to something. Are they Cleveland Redskins?
No, I thought it was the Redskins. Is this gonna pull up Washington?
Cincinnati Redskins?
I thought it was the Washington
Redskins. Yes, they're the Washington something. They changed their name
New
though.
name. Hold please.
Ooh, let me not fidget with that. Sorry.
Washington football team.
Yeah, that's what they changed it to. So they're changing it from the Washington Redskins to just the Washington football team until they can find a mascot.
You know what? I like that.
Yeah.
We're the Washington football team.
We're the Washington football team. Who's your mascot? Nobody.
No.
Football.
Do you remember, maybe you don't know, but the Missions in San Antonio, the professional baseball team?
Yeah.
Semi-professional. I don't know what the fuck baseball is, but they were the Flying Chanclas for a while as a joke, and now they're the Flying Chanclas.
First of all, that's hilarious.
Isn't that so? They had changed
But I
all
don't think that's offensive, because it's just talking about a
they
flip
had
flop.
changed like all the team names to like super Hispanic shit. It was so funny, and now
I think that's
I will
hilarious.
only refer to them as the Flying Chanclas.
That's hilarious, because that accurately depicts Hispanic moms.
Yeah. Look
What are
how
these
you can be
machanclas?
cultural and inclusive and not fucking racist.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also too, so I know that you just came back from vacation. I'm going on vacation, but I'm not going anywhere. However, on the backs of flights and all this other kind of stuff, now a lot of these flight attendants are now going to start receiving self-defense training to deal with the increasing number of rowdy
Oh, yeah.
passengers. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do. Self-defense to deal with my job. If I have to take a self-defense class to work at this job, I will kill each and every passenger on that goddamn plane.
Here's what a flight attendant is not going to do is put their fucking hands on me.
Listen, and I won't put my hands on them.
Yeah, that's true because I'm a sane person.
And I think it's insane that these jobs, like even at our job, we deal with people who are very sick, who have issues, mental issues, substance abuse issues, physical issues, whatever the case may be.
Halitosis.
And well, that's true. Stinking booty, they don't wash. Anyway, but my thing is, you will never convince me that, oh, if a patient hits me, that I am not going to defend myself and hit them back. I don't give a damn if you're on a vent. I will knock that fucking tube down your fucking throat. You understand me? Like, I do not give a shit that you're
And
sick because you know what the fuck you're doing.
She has ripped a hand open that was pried on mine like the jaws of life.
Well, I tried to. Because what was the lady doing to you? She
No,
was,
that man, remember he was grabbing his chest tubes and I was
Oh,
trying,
yeah, that's
my
right.
fingers got stuck in his to pry his open and I couldn't rip him free.
That's right. I had to come over
Why
and
are
save
you
you.
so strong on Precedex?
I was like, why are you so strong on Precedex?
No, I know
Jeez.
you're strong. Here's the thing I do wish though is that especially on just coming off that flight where those girls got kicked off because they
Yeah.
were fucking not following the rules. And rules
Exactly.
are there for us to keep us safe.
Joe Biden
Everybody.
would say, rules are rules.
Rules are rules and they're there for a reason. But I wish that flight attendant could have just put her in a fucking chokehold and
Yeah.
dragged her the fuck out because it took 20 minutes.
Here's my question. What happened to the air marshals? Remember when 9/11 first happened?
yeah.
All these air marshals were on board.
Oh, I
Where
remember from
are
fucking
the air
Bridesmaids
marshals?
when he's an air marshal.
Listen, I would volunteer to be an air marshal.
What do you just fly on plane? You just sit there with a gun?
Hell yeah. Listen, I pop a cap at anybody that's disrespectful.
But you can't shoot in an airplane.
Why not?
I thought you couldn't because
If I shoot the person,
you can't shoot a gun in an airplane.
who? If they make me an air marshal, I'm gonna shoot.
Like if it's
Sit your ass down, Mr. Johnson. I'm not gonna tell you
in the
again.
air, you can't shoot it.
Why not?
Because what if it hits the cabin and then you?
I'm shooting you directly.
I sure fucking.
I'm
hope
gonna
so.
touch the barrel to you and bow.
You fucking pillow, a silencer.
Thank
Bop,
you.
bop.
I ain't gonna shoot the door now, but I'm definitely gonna shoot you, Mr. Johnson, if you don't sit your ass down, eat your peanuts, and stop yelling at this lady like
are
that.
crazy. Dude,
Listen,
they
make me an air
don't even
marshal.
give peanuts anymore. They give those nasty Chex Mix snacks I never eat.
Yeah, no, they're getting lower and lower, like their quality, and that's all flights. I mean, I usually only fly Delta or Southwest or American. I'll fly them too.
Those are all the airlines, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I won't fly Spirit.
How you want to
won't
fly the
conv-
plane? You're a pilot now.
Bitch, that's Soul Plane. You will not convince me to ever buy a
Just like-
Spirit ticket. No.
No.
Did you see that one video where that was circulating around this past week where this white lady, of course, called this one of the I think it was Delta. No, it was American Airlines. She was yelling at her and basically being a Karen and called her a bitch. And so the manager came over and was like, ma'am, you will not be flying with us today. I suggest you go over to Spirit. I was like, ooh,
Ouch. That hurts
goddamn.
worse than having to deplane.
Seriously. And she was like, sir, she was like, no, we don't tolerate that crap. You're not going to speak to us that way. Like, I think people who have never worked in customer service, like, we are not your servants.
Yeah.
We are there to give you an experience, there to give you a product, a result, and you cussing and fussing at us is not going to help you get that result any faster. I promise you. It's only going to make me go slow on purpose just to piss you off.
I worked at a student housing apartment in college, and I had to deal with drunk fucking kids. It was like this very expensive apartment. So only like very wealthy kids live there. And I had this girl one night drunk from 6th Street come back. Because everyone would just like lose their keys. It was no big deal because I was there to let them into their room at the end of the night. And this girl was drunk and she was just being annoying. And I was just, all the shit happened. And she was like, this insecure bitch, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
she was talking about you?
She was talking about me. I called the cops. I was like, here's what we're not going to do.
calling the police.
I said, hello, 911. I'm a confident ass black woman.
I'm 58% white, and I need you to get over here now.
I didn't know that yet. I was like, I am 50% black. That makes me a strong black woman. And I'm being harassed at my place of work.
Yeah. I need you to come quickly.
Quickly. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm white too. They're, woo.
That's right. They're like, wait, I'm white. My mom's white. Oh,
We're on the
coming.
way down the street. We're already
coming.
outside.
I was raised as a white woman.
People,
coming.
yeah, I don't fucking, people are crazy, dude.
Listen, the day that I have to take a self-defense First of all, I would be leading the self-defense class.
Dude, unless
Knock 'em out.
Unless I'm a cop, a fucking sensei, a security guard.
Yeah.
If I have to learn self-defense, I was gonna say CPR.
You definitely need
I
that.
definitely need that. If I have to learn self-defense for a job, I'm not doing the fucking job.
No. Because I'm telling you hit me, I'm going to hit your ass back.
Well, not that. I just like refuse to be put in those situations.
Like even a girl at McDonald's, the one she remember that guy, he was asking her for a straw or something, and he reached over and grabbed that girl by her shirt, and he didn't realize she was a boxer or training to be a boxer, and she laid them punches into him. And she's suing McDonald's right now. Again, if you hit me, my only agenda is to see your jaw come off your face. It's my only agenda.
I can't.
At that point. Yeah, no. Don't hit me.
Why I order?
Yeah. But anyway. All right, let's go on into some social media stuff. What's been going on with social media?
Remember that one time that Nick Cannon sent Kevin Hart a llama
Yes, I do.
to prank him?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
so to get back at him, Kevin Hart posted this billboard on, I don't even know where the fuck it was, but it was like, if you need if you need advice on parenting or being a father, call Nick Cannon. It was Nick Cannon's cell phone number posted on this billboard. So he was just getting blown the fuck up.
We would no longer be friends.
Dude, I hate prank. I hate them.
Don't prank
I'm not
me.
a prank gal.
I'm not a prank girl. Don't surprise me. I don't even like surprises. Don't do that.
I can't modulate
don't.
my response to things.
Yeah.
So just don't do it. Like, when people walk up behind me, I'm
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Don't ever surprise me for my birthday. Don't surprise me for any reason in life. I don't care if when my husband comes and you propose, bitch, I better know about it, because I'm telling you, my response will not be what you think it will
I don't
be.
have a cute surprise
No.
face, and my reaction is never what you want. And I'll also say dumb shit like,
And especially pranks, I'm gonna fight you, like straight up. You prank me for any reason, and I'm telling you this now. I'm telling you this now on air. I'm looking right into the camera. If Fowler pranks me for any reason, that will be our last episode. Because
we
I
are
promise
entering
you,
prank wars season, ladies and gentlemen.
My agenda is going to be to knock her complete head off of her neck. I hate pranks. Do not prank me.
Dude, I do
Don't
not
do
like
it.
being surprised. Literally, my dream situation is that I wake up one day with a rock on my finger, and someone's like, "Oh,
That's a cute surprise. I like
thank
that.
you." This is not a cute surprise.
Yeah.
It's like
'Cause
a
it's a
very
controlled
It's a
environment.
very controlled environment. Do not
Yes.
have my whole family there. Do not have my friends there.
No.
It's beautiful and it's sweet for those people who like that shit, but not for me, because I need to fucking process shit.
And make sure my nails are done.
Oh yeah, that's really
And my hair. Don't be out here trying to, baby, I want to. Do you know what I look like when I wake up? Don't do that to me. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So for those listening that are really considering proposing to either of us, this is important.
Just plan it out. you
yeah,
know?
no, I don't fuck with pranks like that, especially. Like,
No.
please don't ruin my day.
You literally, but my thing is, you opened him, like, I know it was a prank, Kevin, I get it, but you really opened him up for like hackers to be able to find him. That's a safety issue. Like, come on, dude. And he was answering them calls. Like, I saw him on the toilet with FaceTime. She was like, wow, this is really you. Like, I would kill. Now I have to change all my numbers.
Dude, can you imagine how many people have fucking Nick Cannon's cell phone number?
And all you had to do, here's the thing, Kevin Hart. He just sent the llama to your house with the people. He didn't send it just randomly. You could have sent him an elephant
Can you
back.
imagine if you just left him a llama?
That's what I'm saying. But that's not a call for you to get that. That's not a funny
If
prank.
I was Mariah, I'd be pissed.
That's
like,
not a
now
funny
I can't
prank.
get a hold of you because everyone's fucking calling you. Come
Seriously.
pick up your fucking kids.
Exactly. Like, what if one of his baby mamas was going into labor?
What if one of his 8 women who fucking mothered his kids?
Yeah. Maybe he has. I'm quite sure he's Nick Cannon. He has multiple cell phones.
He
I'm
probably
quite
does.
sure.
Maybe it was the lesser used cell
Maybe,
phone,
but still,
hopefully.
you give my number out to somebody, I'm gonna knock you out. Don't do that.
Kevin Hart doing the pranks.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm so
Horrible
happy
friends.
Nick Cannon has friends, you know?
I mean, he has a lot of babies, so I mean,
Good for
He has
him.
a village. What else is going on?
Sorry.
I was like, what?
Did you see Kanye's listening party? Did you hear anything about that? Mercedes-Benz
I
Center
did.
in
I did.
Alabama, Atlanta.
I saw this one guy who like snuck in and he made this stuff off Photoshop that he was like a part of the press and he wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all of that's happening. He did one of his like typical, very hyped up, him playing his new album, listening parties. I know you were worried, but Kim was there with the kids. So was
Well,
Chloe.
it's good for her to be supportive.
Yeah, and he ranted about his divorce and how he's losing his family and sung a song about it and all that. How fucking awkward, dude. There's like...
Wait, he said that in front of...
he plays a song about the divorce. There are hundreds of thousands of people here. Obviously Kanye fans, hype the fuck up. Kim's standing there in her fucking weird ass clothes with the kids. And he's just like, yeah, I'm losing my fucking family. Here's a song about it. Bing.
But why are you losing your family is the question. Because you're not taking your meds.
It'd be like that.
You have bipolar disorder.
Stifle his creativity.
Sir, you're going to have to choose normalcy or Baker Act. I mean,
what a fucked up choice to make, though. Can you imagine growing up your whole life not knowing you have some kind of mental illness, right?
Yeah.
And everyone telling you, you're a musical genius. I can't believe you're doing this. You've changed the way music is. You're so great. Da 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 da. You have this breakdown. You find out you have some mental illness. You start taking meds, and your fucking creativity goes to shit.
But is there a way we can put a lower dose?
There has to be, but I'm just like, for me, if I'm putting myself in that situation, I would be in a fucking midlife crisis.
But are you just using it as an excuse, though? Does it really stifle your creativity, or is it that you just don't want to be controlled by a substance?
Well, when he was on his meds, he was fat. And as you know, being overweight...
Because it's a steroid, isn't it?
Yeah, it fucks all your hormones up. It makes you super lethargic, and then you get kind of depressed and all of that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a celebrity with millions of dollars. You can have a trainer.
No, I think there's ways to do that, but I'm just thinking, like, if I'm putting myself in his shoes, people give you this positive feedback your whole life. You finally get control of your mental health, and your creativity goes to shit. So you have to choose between being mentally stable and being this creative.
Always be mentally stable.
I just don't know that I would choose that.
Here's the thing. You can always put out shit music. I'm sorry. A bunch of people have been putting out shit music for forever. But when it comes to your mental stability, which in turn is a direct correlation with the success of your family, always choose that shit.
But if I'm putting out dope records and making money, I can just pay to surround myself with people who act in accordance with me to make me mentally stable.
You just said the correct word, act.
Yeah, I don't care. As long as they're acting.
No.
As long as I'm feeling good and putting out shit I need to. And then when I'm ready to be out of the limelight, I'll get that shit checked.
Look at Britney Spears. This girl has all the money in the world. And
no, she doesn't. Her dad has all her money. But
that's what I'm saying. She's made all of this money. And she is in her right mind now. Imagine if she would have been cared for that way that they were maybe trying to get him help.
Because she was on the meds.
No, I think
so.
She
So
was
if you
off
don't
the
get
meds.
on the meds, this doesn't happen.
I think she was off her meds. That's why she went like that.
Dude, I think she was over on the meds.
Probably.
Like they just dosed her. They were like
Ashley O.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Dude.
Yeah.
Every movie is real. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
But last thing, did you see Meg Thee Stallion, her Sports Illustrated outfit?
Yes, I did.
Holy shit. Like Junko chasing
beautiful.
waterfalls, crystals dripping for her, my San Antonio queen. She
not,
is the first.
She's from Houston. She's not from San Antonio.
She's from San Antonio. She is the first, I think, female rapper to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shouts out to her.
And she looks chef's kiss bomb.
Listen.
All those pictures. I'm like, how'd she do that? Those pictures to me say I eat Popeyes on Thursdays, but I hit the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's just like Sweetie. Sweetie has the worst diet ever, but her body is banging. I mean,
it has to be genetics. There's no way. I refuse to believe that people can work hard enough to attain that.
Meg Thee Stallion's mom was heavyset.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was a thick girl.
Tell her haters, fuck you.
But you could tell, like, her mom had even at her mom's size, her mom had a very nice shaped body.
Yeah. That's genetic. I didn't get that because I'm 58% white.
Yeah,
dude,
that's why.
It's fucked
you
up.
don't have you have part of the curves. You have 58%, 40% curves.
I'm just like a C curve.
Yeah. But see, my mom on both sides, my mom and my dad, butt, boobs, thighs, everything.
Well, you
I mean,
thick.
most of this is obesity. However, when you cut off all that,
I know you're asking about my body shape. Most of it obesity.
Because even if you look at my old pictures,
genetics.
Even if you look at my old pictures, I had a don't. I mean, I still got a don't. It's just
she
wider.
got a don't.
You got a don't. What? You got a don't.
Watch it hit the float.
But yeah, Megan Thee Stallion has a beautiful body, man.
She has a fucking
could
Coke
never-
bottle, beautiful, slim, thick with your cute
Let me
ass
tell you
body.
something. I would never have to work a day in my life if I had Megan Thee Stallion's body. Ever. OnlyFans, everything. Absolutely.
It would be a waste on me, but I would like to think that if I had that body, I'd be using it.
No,
yeah.
I walk the way Megan Thee Stallion walks around on social media. I would absolutely do the same thing. For what?
How could you not?
Why would I cover this up? It's beautiful. Why would I cover that up?
Beautiful. It's
Man,
oh my god.
You won't be able to tell me nothing. You won't be able to tell me nothing. All right, what are you watching?
I just watched Ophelia.
What is that about?
It's the telling of Hamlet from Ophelia's point of view. You a Hamlet fan? Shakespeare? Anything? It's okay. It was cute little
I was only
watch.
forced to do it in high school and I hated it, but
Yeah.
other than that.
I mean, if I wouldn't say go out and watch it, but it was a good thing to put on the background. I also just rewatched Battleship. Do you remember that movie with Rihanna?
Navy.
Yo, that's one of the better alien movies.
That was.
It was so fucking good.
But I liked how they used a real veteran who's a amputee as well.
Yes, and how she's
like
a
that.
physical therapist and she walks in.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. Love that he's a real amputee. I love Tim Riggins. I'll fucking die for that man.
Who?
Tim, he's the main.
Oh, I never knew his name.
Guy. Well, it's not his name. He's
Yeah.
from Friday Night Lights and he plays Tim Riggins.
Oh, okay. Cool beans.
Who's the best character in that show?
I think that was a greatly written alien movie. It was
Yeah,
really nice.
I would agree. Chef's kiss.
It had your share of comedy and all that kind of stuff, so that was good, like slapstick comedy.
And it was just it was an interesting one. Keeps you on
Slapstick.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I am watching Witcher.
Ooh.
Yes, I have not fallen asleep. I'm in like 2 or 3
Good.
episodes in. I also started White Lotus on HBO. Have you watched that?
No, I don't have HBO.
Okay, dude. It seems so good. I'm pissed at myself for not.
What is White Lotus about?
It's about it starts with all these people going to like this very fancy hotel in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of jumps back and forth, but you see that someone doesn't make it back. Like someone dies, but you're not sure who it is.
Yeah.
But it's like it's good. I want to finish it. I'll keep you updated.
Cool beans.
Yeah. What are you watching?
So 2 things. One, I started this show called Deep, and it's an Asian film. And
Subtitles?
yes,
Not
but no,
interested.
but it's really good. It's really good though. So it's about this scientist who comes up with this thing that he puts into your neck. It's like a chip or something, and it basically he's testing it out, and he offers these med students $100,000.
I would do it.
to do it, but
I'm reinterested.
But the thing is, it keeps you up for 36 hours, and so they're able to study and do all these wonderful things and party and all this kind of stuff. The problem is they start to get sleepy. And the trick is, he tells you if you fall asleep, you could have a heart attack and die. But the chip is supposed to be keeping them up, but then their body starts taking over and they start having all these weird kind of side effects from it.
I'm out. I'm immediately
see
out.
what I'm saying? Yeah, and you can't.
Dude, there's nothing worse.
But then he ups the ante and he's like, if you can stay up for another 24 to 48 hours, then I'll give you $1 million each or whatever, and you can pay off your,
I would
med
pop
school
a
and all kind of
Vyvanse.
stuff. Yeah, it's insane. But then also too, I watched the Naomi Osaka docuseries on Netflix.
No, the preview is depressing.
Let me tell you something. This young lady, Naomi Osaka, I don't know if you'll ever hear this podcast. If you do, I just want to give you a hug. So you need to be
Like a lollipop or
you need to
something.
be in the arms of a black woman with big bosoms. Like you just do. I
It
don't
really
know.
works for her patients. I think it'll work for
They
her.
always fall to my boobs. I'm like, can y'all take me out to dinner first? But it's insane that this young lady, first of all, she looks depressed as hell.
It's her Snoopy eyes. She looks like Snoopy.
But it's not even like the typical Asian like slanted eye. It's literally she looks depressed all the time. She looks like she just wants to end it all and walk in front of a fucking moving bus.
Shit.
That's literally how she look. And I'm just like, Naomi, even when she smiles, she's just like,
The cadence of her voice, the
Oh.
way she talks, what she talks. Literally, I was listening just to the preview as I was going through Netflix. Just hearing her talk, I was like, "This is depressing, and I don't want to fucking watch this." Like and I understand that being a professional athlete at the top of your game is super fucking hard and
Yeah.
stressful. But like, you're in the prime of your fucking life, girl.
she's
like,
23.
like live it up, liven it up. You have this cute little boyfriend you're always running around with, some fucking ABC rapper.
He's so ugly. Oh,
But
God,
they
it's
look happy
annoying.
when they're together. You are doing these big things for yourself. You're finally in a place in your career where you've worked so hard to be. I don't want you to be screaming for the rooftops, but holy shit, you
see, I
sound
don't-
so sad.
I don't even know that this is what she wanted to be, because even in the documentary or the docuseries, she was talking about how she imagined her life, like what would her life be had she gone to like a regular school, because she was home, her and her sister were homeschooled. And she was like, I'm 22 years old. And she was like, I mean, I guess people my age, are they still in college or graduating college or something? She was like, I'm not really sure. She was like, but I don't really know that I want to know. And that was literally how the docuseries ended. And I was like, what the fuck? It was almost
Can
like,
you imagine? She's
a
like, I wish I
precursor
could have
to
been a
just-
physical therapist.
Listen, she seems like she wants to jump off of a fucking
Yo,
cliff.
she
I'm
needs
telling you, it's sad.
take all your little monies and take a very long vacation and figure out what the fuck.
Well, that's
you
why
wanna
she's
be.
dropping out of things now. now. Like she dropped out of the U.S. Open, I think, or the Australian Open, one of them.
Was it French Open?
The French Open, yeah. And people were, I remember, what's her name? Megan Kelly, oh dumbass. She had a comment. She was just like, well, I don't understand how she claims that she's not doing interviews for mental health reasons, but she's on the cover of Vogue Japan and all this shit. And so of course Naomi Osaka clapped back and was like, first of all, fuck you, bitch. She didn't say fuck you, bitch, but I said that. But she was just like, if you would do your own research, you would see that I actually shot those photos a year ago, and it's just now coming out.
But also, anything I claim is for my mental health. Fuck you, it's for my mental health.
Exactly.
I could say like, I need fucking Rocky Road ice cream right now, or I'm gonna fucking end it all. It's for my mental health.
But here's my thing.
Believe it is.
She is like, first of all, she's the first Asian Grand Slam winner, and there's a lot of pressure on her from. First of all, she's not American, right? She was born and raised in Japan, and then she moved to
Megan Thee Stallion's born in San Antonio and moved to Houston.
Holy, dude, you won't let it go. Oh,
I will not let it go. Mom, I will not let it go because I'm so proud of her from being from my hometown. I love her.
But yeah, I mean, you know, she has this heritage of her Japanese heritage, also her Haitian heritage from her dad. First of all, here's what I want to know: why is her last name Osaka? Well, because I know her daddy last name is not Osaka. He's Haitian.
Can you prove that?
It's
Have you 23 and meet her?
John or Francois, Jean Louis, something. What is her daddy's last name?
Maybe because she is very dark skinned. Her mama was like, they will know who the fuck you are.
But maybe because she represents Japan, and that was I don't know. But I know maybe that's not her daddy's last name.
Is it a tiger mom or a dragon mom? Tiger mom?
For what?
Dragon mom? When they're like super crazy overbearing.
Oh, I don't know.
And her mom was like, you will have my last name.
Probably. I mean, her parents are always together, so I just assume her and her parents. I mean, her parents were still married or still together, because in the docuseries they were always together, and they seemed like they weren't having like a tumultuous relationship. Like they would sit next to each other in her box, so it didn't seem like they were like how Venus and Serena's Richard Williams and their mom are, where they will sit on other opposite ends of their box or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that docuseries was so sad. She looks sad all the time. And I was just like, why did I waste this much of my life watching a sad ass person?
Dude, as soon as I saw the preview, I knew that his last name is Francois.
I knew it. That's a Haitian last name.
Leonard Francois.
Your name should be Osaka. Naomi Francois.
That's pretty.
Naomi Francois. That's what I'm gonna start calling her. I will not acknowledge Osaka. I'm kidding. I will, but that's your mama's last name.
Was her dad in the military or something? Haiti. I don't know. What the fuck? How'd they meet?
Well, she just said that her dad lived in Japan. I don't know how the hell his Haitian ass got to Japan, but his Haitian ass
that's a long boat ride.
Where is Haiti in relation to China?
The other side of the world. Unless it's one of those globe situations where it's actually closer than it seems.
It probably is, because the world's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a joke. It's the world's not flat. Anyway, but yeah, that docuseries was the saddest thing I have ever watched in my life. Like I used to call her the Tim Duncan of tennis, because she makes no facial expressions, but she's not even that. She's depressed. That girl needs to be on some. Where's our psychiatrist at our job? He needs to go see. Well, no, he'll probably make her more depressed. But she is sad.
Did I tell you that the time we had a patient who had multiple spinal surgeries?
Yeah.
Multiple spinal surgeries, and he ended up having a spinal cord injury as a result of all this stuff going on. And he got super depressed because...
Sorry.
Okay. Whenever you're done.
Sorry.
I'll finish
I did
my
what
story.
you did. Jeez, my bad.
He became super depressed because you come into the hospital for what you think is a simple back surgery. You end up paralyzed. It's pretty fucking traumatic.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Eventually, like after him being there for 3 months, they're like, you know what we should do? Get him to talk to the psychiatrist. Right? The first question, because it's COVID time, so you roll in the iPad and you just see the doctor on the iPad, right? The first question he asks is, how are you doing? He's like, fine, right? Because he's pissed. He doesn't want to talk to the psychiatrist. He's like, well, have you been moving around? When's the last time you got up and walked in the room?
Oh, my God.
This man's been paralyzed for 2 months.
Read the room,
and I was like... Surely there's a chart somewhere. Surely you chart review. So yeah, he probably would make.
He does not. Yeah, these psychiatrists. Anyway, never mind. Neither here nor there. But yes, Naomi Osaka. I just pray that someone gives you a hug, sweetie. You need a hug. She just doubts herself so much, and I know that it's probably very easy to doubt yourself on the world stage because the people put so many different pressures on you. Yeah. And expectations, like you're carrying the nation, and it's like, no, that's not what you're here to do. She's
representing Black people. She's representing the Caribbean.
Well,
She's representing Asian people.
Did you hear that some people said to her that somebody told her that her black card is revoked because she chose to represent Japan and not the United States during the Olympics.
She can't represent African American people
when there's so many different types of black people that are walking around. She's fucking Haitian.
Okay, here's my thing. So many people are mixed now.
Yes.
So many people. And you don't have to pick one side.
You don't.
Coming from someone who is 40% black and 58%.
Who just found out 2 days ago. What the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying, like, okay, if I had I feel like white isn't really a strong cultural contender.
Well, white people have no culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like,
except for thievery.
If I was, like, I don't know, Haitian and fucking Japanese, those are two very strong cultures. You shouldn't have to pick.
No.
There's
because there's so many other representatives. There are so many other girls and boys who are the same as you. There are so many Asian, half black, half Asian.
She is Haitian.
Yeah.
She is Japanese. She loves things about her mom's culture and she loves things about her dad's culture. And guess what? She is both. So she doesn't have to fucking pick.
And what I did love about the docuseries though was that they showed her life in Japan, like around her Japanese side of her family and stuff, and where her mom came from, where how her parents met, and she had like videos and stuff of her mom even in Japan and stuff because she was born in Japan. But then too, I think it was after the U.S. Open, I want to say, or maybe it was the Australian Open, they went to visit Haiti and spend time with her dad's side of the family. So I love that they show the two dynamics where, again, you don't have to choose which side you want to represent. I don't think Haiti has a tennis team.
Mm-hmm. My thing is also because she phenotypically looks black,
right?
Just like you said, she was born in Japan. Her mom's Japanese. She speaks Japanese. She has a home that she may identify more with that fucking side of her. So who is she?
Because she was born and raised there.
If you're grown up there and you're around it and you live there and you love it and you also, I mean, you have nothing against your Haitian side, but you're just not as connected. Why the fuck wouldn't you go play for Japan?
Honestly too, because her mom's Japanese, her dad's Haitian. Most children are going to be closer to their mother's side of the family anyway. That's the same thing in my family. Like, I mean, I'm black on both sides, but I'm closer to my mom's side of the family because that's who I'm around. That's who I grew up around. Is my mom's side of the family, and my dad's side of the family. We don't know these motherfuckers.
Have you seen that fucking, it was either a meme or a TikTok, but it was like realizing that when my brother gets married, I'm going to be the dad's side of the family.
Yes. Definitely. And see, that's even with my my brother-in-law doesn't have any siblings. He's the only child, but so there is no dad side of his family. But even his cousins too, like Liam is more to our side of the family because obviously my sister is closer to my mom's side of the family. So,
but I think that's how, I won't say all the time, but typically daughters and mothers, they're the ones who pull.
Yes.
They plan the family gatherings and they want everyone to be connected. Typically.
Absolutely.
There's times where
the men just show up.
Exactly. So it makes more sense that you're always closer to your mother's side of the family.
Absolutely. But I don't think her black card is revoked because she chose to, represent one side of her heritage. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I mean,
especially when the country I'm supposed to represent has been killing black people in the streets for the last year and a half.
Do we have crickets? Nope. There we go. Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
She wore the masks. She told you her black life mattered.
She did. And you know what? Even when they because that was a part of the series where they asked her about her, wearing the masks and stuff like that, and they asked her dad about it, and her dad was like, honestly, I feel like when she wears those masks, I feel like she's representing me because she's representing the people who look more like me versus her Japanese side. Like, it's still a part of it because we still are talking about hashtag stop Asian hate. Then on the other side, so she can't get a fucking break either way.
She can't.
So I'm just like, I just think she needs to take a break from tennis. Oh my God.
This is a tough year to do anything in a spotlight. I mean, it's a tough year to be in like an operating, functional, productive member of society.
Yeah.
It is an insanely hard thing right now to have any kind of spotlight, limelight on you.
Yeah.
You can't do anything, right? And everyone is so sensitive right now.
And so critical, too.
So critical, so sensitive. If you could say, I like strawberry ice cream, and you will have everybody fucking else.
What about the blueberries?
What about if you are lactose intolerant? What about
the raspberries?
You cannot fucking please anybody.
No, you can't.
So just do you, girly. That's all I gotta say. But fucking
she lit the torch. She carried the torch for Japan.
That was cute.
And
she looked happy when she did that.
She looked really good, but maybe
that documentary was during a weird time. I don't know, but her voice just fucking she just looks sad. Immediately scrolled. I couldn't do it.
I was like, I'm gonna sit here and watch this. And when I finished, I was like, oh, I need some Jesus because this is depressing. Oh my God.
Poor girl.
And then I watched an apocalyptic movie. And it made me feel
Of course you did.
All right. Anything else we need to talk about on social media before we go to the rehab corner? All right. Let's head on over to the rehab corner.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Okay. What are we talking about in the rehab corner today?
I just have one big thing to say before you tell me whatever the fuck you want to say.
Jeez, that was rude. Okay.
If I give you exercises to do over the weekend or over the night when I don't see you, I need you to do them. You're never going to get better.
Have you gone to the stretch lab?
It's different.
No, it's not.
That's fucking different.
How's it different?
Because I'm not in the hospital.
Is that going to make you get better, though?
Yeah, it will.
Exactly.
Well, God, it's just, stop it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I'm just saying.
All I'm asking you to do is fucking pump your ankles and squeeze your ass cheeks a couple times.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson every
Damn
24
it.
hours.
Yeah.
And you're wondering why you're not getting stronger. That's why. Also, the spirit's just taking over me, so I just have to talk about it.
Let's do it.
Everybody's different. People are different.
Yeah.
Every therapist has their own little stilo, right? We have a little song and dance we do together. If I'm with another PT, it's another song and dance I do with them. Everyone has a different personality. Everyone relates to patients different. Everyone operates differently. But when you go into a room and you make my patient anxious and uncomfortable, I have to end your life. Especially if I like them. Don't fucking do that to people.
Yeah.
I hate when therapists like...
Can you give us an example?
Okay. In the COVID unit, right? Everyone's on, well, in the COVID ICU, everyone's on life support, ECMO.
Yeah.
Right?
And or ventilators.
Everyone, oh, sorry, my nose is running. Getting emotional. I'm just kidding.
Such a weirdo.
Ain't no bitch. That, even if you don't normally have anxiety, is a very anxiety provoking situation.
Yes.
You have these you can't breathe. You're in a shitty hospital room.
Yeah.
Anytime you move with rehab, there's at least 4 or 5 people in there.
Right.
There's a lot of shit going on. People get anxious. If you have anxiety at baseline, it's a fucking mess if you're not getting meds, because it's just it's overwhelming. So when you rush in the room, you turn on the lights, you get you tell them we're going to do this and that. They've never done that before. They're anxious to move. Why? Like, I'm the queen of, let's turn on the lights. Let me tell you 3 times what we're going to do so you can and I know there's a time and a place, right? There's sometimes where a patient and you're like, if we explain it anymore, they're not going to fucking do it. We just got to get up and go.
Yeah.
No, like there's some people, and just like in that unit particularly, there's nurses and therapists too that are like, no, everyone's a baby. You just have to force them to do it. Da 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 da. They're not going to get up. And yes, but also like give them 20 seconds to realize what the fuck you're doing. They've never done it before.
Yeah.
Tell them your plan. Tell them what you're going to do. Tell them why they're going to be safe when you're doing it. So they'll do it, because if not, they're resistive. It's a harder transfer. It's unsafe. And then they don't trust you anymore. You got to build that shit back up, or they get anxious and you have to let them recover. And I just don't fucking like when people do that to nice people that I like.
Well, I think too there's a catch-22 with it, because the patients know how important it is. You've been drilling it in their head for weeks and months at a time. But also too, we unfortunately in this business, PTs, OTs, we are on time limits. And so a lot of times when we come into rooms, we can't give you extra time to get it together. Because if we spend 5 more minutes with you, that means the next person is going to get cut 5 minutes, and so forth and so on. It's just this whole domino effect. And in a perfect world, we would absolutely love if we were able to spend maximum time with people, to give them time to have rest breaks and all that stuff. But this population of people is so different, and it's so mentally, physically, and emotionally draining. Plus still having the demands of productivity and quality. And it's like, something's going to sacrifice. So if your rest break's going to sacrifice, because my productivity is not.
And that's why I get the extra unit for psychosocial, because I'm like, no.
And two, we as PTs, again, we're barbaric. We don't care about your mind. We just care about if your body moves and if you get better.
Dude, it's a fucking pet peeve. Maybe it's because I have anxiety too.
Yeah.
And because also I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, if we're going to do this, to me, it'll go smoother if like I can get a hold of your anxiety, because I've also been in rooms where you start having a panic attack and then we're 15 minutes pushed off.
Yeah.
So if I can be like, hey, this is the plan, you're gonna be fine. We'll try to get to the chair. That's our big goal. But if you fucking conk out, and some people are just like, this is the goal, blah blah blah, blah, and I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
But I understand. You got to go and you got to move.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of patients who are babies, so you just have to do it because they're not going to fucking get up and do it.
yeah, but also too, there are patients who, with us being a year out from COVID, these people have seen what COVID has done, right? Whether it be in the news, their own family members. And so when you know what's happening, that makes your anxiety even more. And so you're never going to be able to fix that versus when COVID first happened, nobody knew what the effects of. We just saw Wuhan and people putting people in goddamn trucks and shit. And we were like, oh my God, is this what COVID is? We're like, surely we're in America. We're not going to have this same issue. But at the same time now, you know, there's a different level of anxiety that comes with it because now we do have a vaccine and people may say, oh, well, can I get it now? Why don't we have a cure yet? Why don't we, you know, all these different things. So, I mean, but also too, it doesn't help when you have a very rigid person that's in the room with you that just won't shut the fuck up. And won't understand and empathize with what the patient is going through.
Yeah. I also think here's the thing. You can't pick who you get to work with all the time.
Unfortunately.
But it's maybe something I need to work on as well. I feel like I start to shut down when I'm working with certain types of people, and it's such a detriment to the patient. And like, there are just some mental blocks I cannot get over, and then I get upset with myself because I'm like, you just get the fuck over it so you can do this. And then I feel like the treatment session's not what it should have been. So what I'm thinking is they should just let me pick who I work with.
Pretty much, I feel the same way because when I know that I have to work with a certain person, I'm just like, or certain people, I'm just like, oh my God. And I have to go in here and just kind of like, I try to rush through it, like just get in and get out.
It sucks because you're like, ugh.
It's the stupidest thing. And it's just like, why are you fucking here? Shut the fuck up. Like I had one of my coworkers, her student was with us and
it's always the students.
Well, the thing is this guy is a very rigid guy. And I guess he was in the military before, which is nothing wrong with that. But there's no fluidity in his rigidity, if that makes sense. Like he's not fluid in his standard set ways. And I'm very type A, and it's like, stop filling the room with your voice. You don't have to always speak. Explain to the patient once. These are patients who are post-surgical. They know exactly what's going on. They sign a consent form. They walk their asses in here. They will walk out. You don't have to keep saying all this extra shit. And, so what about, because you're making the patient nervous.
That's what it is. Don't make my patient any more nervous.
Yeah.
Like our job is to go in and to calm them down. Like, hey, you feel like shit because you haven't got up, but we're going to fix that today.
Yeah.
And if it's bad, that's something to work on. And if it's good, we'll get you the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
I hate when people go in there and make a situation worse because it's not our fucking job.
Right.
It's like, I need you to get your shit under control so we can effectively tackle this situation.
Absolutely.
That's why we work so good together.
Yeah.
You're rigid and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just all over the place. You give me some structure.
I'm rigid, but I'm fluid at the same time. So I know how to adjust and adapt very quickly. And while you're doing your thing with psychosocial and being a flower child with the patient, I'm over here being a barbarian in my own business, and we can collectively come back together to be able to have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Whereas some people are just rigid altogether and they don't understand how to cut it off. That's part of the problem.
Or they're
they
just
don't know how to turn
flower
it off.
children like me, and they don't know how to get shit done in a session. And people, time is money in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone has something to do. So especially if you need someone like a specialist or perfusionist, you can't take all the time in the world because then they're gonna get pissed off because they have other shit to do.
But then you get pissed off with them when they're not on time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a whole other talk show.
that's a whole nother talk show. But I just coming to terms with a lot of things this week. I just need people to relax and to not make patients feel worse.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you and good night.
Yes. Well, one topic that I want to talk about in the rehab corner is that this week we talked about in the very beginning of the episode that I came to work, or I was getting ready to go to work, and my car would not start. So
allegedly, so she says.
No, I literally have the receipt from the dead battery that I
got a text that was like, "Oh, my car battery won't start." I was like, "This bitch is lying."
No, and I'm like, "Yo." So here's a sequence of events. Got all my stuff together, packed my lunchbox, go into my garage, get in my car, try to crank it. It will not crank, and I'm like, "Sweet baby Jesus, not today, Satan." So I try to go it again, and all I'm hearing is, I'm like, "Oh no,
Has
sweet
it
Lamb of
given you
God."
problems before?
No,
This was it.
no, this was like, I mean, but when it died before, yes, but yeah. So I go back in the house and I'm like, okay, let me just call my job. So I call my job and I'm like, hey, my car will not start. I'm going to call AAA. Don't adjust my schedule. I'm going to come in. And they're like, okay, cool. Keep us updated. Blah, blah, blah. So I called AAA. They're like, it's going to be a 3-hour wait. And I'm like, 3 hours?
Everyone's car is
fuck?
doing some shit.
And of course I can't go nowhere because I don't have a second car. And I have been thinking about getting a second car already, which I am going to do, but neither here nor there. So long story short, after 2 hours, and the people were supposed to show up because they give you like an estimated time frame. They still didn't show up. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go back in my garage, try to crank my car up and see what will happen. So I go in and I try to crank it up and I'm just like, and finally it turns and I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, let me get my shit so I can just go. So I back out of my garage and in my driveway, and I see the AAA man. And so I was like, hey, it's me that needs your
AAA man.
Hey, AAA man, it's me that needs your help. And so he does a diagnostic on my car, and so he's like, yeah, bitch, it's definitely your battery.
Damn.
He was like, your battery is supposed to be at 600 volts, and you only got 96. I was like, ooh,
I'm surprised
shit.
it even started because you got a big
Seriously,
car.
I do. I have a V6 engine too. I have an 8-passenger truck. So longer story short, he was like, go ahead and turn. He was like, turn the car off, turn it back on, and if it needs to be jumped, I can jump it for you. And I was like, okay, cool. So I finally was able to turn it back on. I go to work. I get to work at 9. I literally clock in at 9:59.
That is amazing to me that you made it there that soon.
Exactly. So I clock in at 9:59. I see my supervisor and I'm like, hey, I am here. And so she's like, oh, what did it end up being? And I was like, oh, it's my battery. I was like, so my car probably won't crank up in the garage, but I'm going to call AAA. They got to come and change it, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, hey, so just wanted to let you know that I'm going to have to update the tracking and you'll probably get a point because you're late.
Let me update the audience. You get points at work when you call in, when you don't show up for work, when you
If you're more than
leave
15
early.
minutes late to your shift.
Yeah, like basically it's tardies and shit, but that can get you fired eventually.
Yeah, if you get like 4 points, you get like a written
Which
warning.
let me tell you that the one of the big I will say like 47% of the reason I took this job is because when I was there, it was so flexible.
Yes.
Like, do you need to come in later? That's fine. Do you need
Before
to stay
they
later?
fired our
That's fine.
director.
Are you not able to come in? That's
Yeah.
okay. Something happened with the kids? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You need to take time off? That's good with us too. Everything
Right.
was so funky groovy because everyone did their fucking job and it was
Yeah.
cool. And now nothing works like that. And I'm like,
'Cause it's so
wow.
rigid. It's
What
so
the-
rigid.
It is very rigid.
And when she said it to me, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I don't give a damn about them dumbass points.
Oh, that came out of your mouth?
Yes, it did. And I was like, I don't give a damn about them
You
dumbass
said that
points.
to that supervisor.
I did.
Oh,
and she
you're
said,
wild.
I'm just telling you. And I was like, I legit don't care. I said, and I told her, I
Yeah.
said, be happy I showed up and didn't give you a list of 9 patients to have to figure the fuck out who was getting ready to see them in one of our toughest ICU. So you're welcome. But I think, so then the day, of course, I see my patients and then I call AAA. They're like, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get the battery from y'all because my old battery from AutoZone didn't have a warranty, whatever. Or the warranty ran out in May. So then I call the guy. He's like, we're going to be here at this time. So he meets me in the parking lot. I clock out to go meet him in the parking lot because, of course, I'm not stealing company time because, you know, they already watching me at my Target. So anyway, I clock out and I get all the way to the garage. Mind you, I parked on the 9th floor of this garage, right?
Why? There was nowhere to park.
There's nowhere to park when I came in at 9:59. So we go to the floor and then I'm like, he was like, so yeah, go ahead and pop the hood. Alyssa, I go feeling on my legs. I have no keys. I have to walk all the way back to the building, to my locker, get my keys, walk all the way back. This man was so patient. He changed the battery for me. I was able to get home.
He was like, I'm on the clock, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Seriously, pretty much. And so he changed my battery and all that kind of stuff. All of that to say, jobs. Be happy your people show up to fucking work. The fact that
Because, okay, here's the thing. You could have gotten the same point and not showed up.
very true.
You would have just not gotten paid that day. But
right, but I would have
whatever.
to use my PTO and I don't want to do that because I'm going on vacation.
Right, but a point is a point. So you could have said, oh, I'm already going to get a point. I just
Yeah.
won't come in at all.
Exactly. I really could have been real nasty like that and made y'all figure that shit out. But no, I'm like, I'm going to still come into work. And the first thing you say is, oh, not that, oh, are you okay? Do you need anything? Just, hey,
You'll
bitch.
still be reprimanded. Thanks.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm trying to get points added on as quickly as I can now. Because now you done piss me
Well,
off.
no, and do you remember how they were like, it's not a point if you call in 24 hours before.
Which is stupid.
But if you call in at least 2 hours before,
it's a half a point or
it's
some
a
shit.
half a point. There was some weird fucking point system.
I called at 6. First of all, I was supposed to show up to work at 7. I called at, or 7:15. I called at 6:45 because that's when I leave my house. I called at 6:45. I called y'all.
You leave at 6:45 to get there 7:15?
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh,
Because
wait.
the traffic is-
no,
there's
that's
a school right
30
now.
That's 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a school right now. But the thing is, and 2, sometimes I can get there a little bit quicker because, you know, I'm not going to incriminate myself. But anyway, there's ways. Anywho,
Leadfoot.
but my thing is, I'm just like, I called you before I called AAA.
That's toxic. That's a toxic relationship.
And I'm just like,
and I don't think we should be a part of that anymore.
I don't even care about that. That's why I told her with my whole soul, I don't care about these goddamn points. As matter of fact, add 2 more of them motherfuckers on there. I don't care about the points. Because my thing is, this is life happening. Do you really think that I can control if my battery dies in my car?
We don't even have kids. So I can't imagine some shit popping off with my child, getting them settled, getting to work, walking in, and someone being like, so glad you're here. You still get a fucking point.
Yeah, I know you had to
two
rush
more
your
of
child
those
to the hospital.
motherfuckers, and you'll be in a meeting with all of us.
Exactly. And I'm just going to sit there and just say, no, I'm not. You can talk to my lawyer. How about that? But piggybacking off of that bullshit, this is why you have a mass exodus. This is our last topic for the Rehab Corner. This is why you have a mass exodus of healthcare workers.
Everyone's
because
fucking done.
conditions are so bad at these places. Like, here's the thing. Healthcare is a business. We understand that. But even within that business, you have to empathize with the people who are actually doing the physical work. And the fact that you can sit here and tell somebody, well, like even on Friday, we had this thing where I guess corporate was there or whatever, and they were telling the nurses, oh, we're trying to be a Foley-free ICU, which I think is the dumbest thing in the world.
I know half your patients aren't up and moving, but we want all the Foleys out, which means they'll either need a condom cap, which comes off super easily, or a PureWick, or they need to be getting up and going to the bathroom.
Exactly. They're intubated and sedated, but you don't want a Foley. You sound fucking dumb.
We want strict eyes and nose on every patient.
It's the dumbest thing. It's the absolute dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. But anyway.
They're understaffed, giving these nurses insane expectations.
Yes.
And then with us too, we have all the other day I got pulled into a meeting about my productivity. And I've always been told that you need to make 2 units an hour, right? Mm-hmm. So usually I get like 19 unit. Well, it's like 4 times 7.
That's because you get nothing but evals.
Yeah, because we're understaffed. We're understaffed on my end. So I see only evals. They're worth more points. Or yeah. So 4 times 7 is 28. So like on a good day, right. If I see, we'll do say, okay, 28 units. So I'm always busting out these units, right? Even if I see 6 people, I'm over because I'm only supposed to have 16. And that's what I've always been taught, right? And so I'm like, I'm fine on productivity. So I'll always help out if I have time. Like I'll go and help someone because we don't have tech help either.
And I pull you a lot too when we
She'll
need
pull
to
me a lot. If she needs me to pick someone up, if she needs help moving someone, because I've met my productivity, I feel safe enough to help someone else out, right? I get pulled into this meeting. Hey, so we want to talk to you about productivity. Your actual percentage is you're under. It looks great, but for OTRs, we're actually looking at number of patients seen. So the rules have changed for me. Hitting my productivity. We actually want you seeing 7 or 8 people a day, and you're only seeing 6.
Yeah. And then they're writing people up for not seeing patients or the productivity being shit. But I'm like, do you realize, well, first of all, I had to write an email to the people who do schedules because I'm like, you all are fucking up my productivity. Because what happens is the schedulers come in, they look at how many evals that particular unit has or this zone, and they divvy up the evals per person so it can be equal, right? Well, then when I go to do my chart reviews, the evals that are on my list are not really evaluations, so I don't get as much productivity, and they turn into.
And you still had a chart review, like
I still have the chart review as if they are a fucking eval, and then I only get a unit and a half for a patient that I have to do all this fucking work for. So then you're fucking up my productivity, and I know if it's happening to me, it's probably happening to other people, or maybe it's just happening to me because I'm a target. Anyway, so it probably is just happening to me because I haven't heard anybody else complain about it. But my thing is, people who work in different areas, especially who work in ICUs, I don't care what ICU it is, your productivity is going to fucking suck. Half your people are not going to be appropriate. They're going to be on dialysis. You can't touch them. They're going to be on, increased pressures and you can't touch them. There are going to be so many different reasons why people cannot be seen in the hospital, even if you're not in the ICU. And the fact that people are coming to work, we're doing the best that we can, and you're just like, yeah, but we don't care.
In a pandemic, I'm doing the best that I fucking can. In a unit that's already understaffed with nursing, and half of my job is making sure the patient's ready to be seen. I can clear with the nurse. We're
washing
good to
people's
go.
ass.
Are they going somewhere? The nurse for this patient had to take them somewhere. I can't fucking see them till this because they have a weird situation.
Yeah, it's
there
insane.
are so many bits and pieces. Everyone is doing the best they fucking can.
Seriously. And nobody cares.
And management is still like, I could give a shit.
And you can't duplicate what I do on a regular basis.
No.
Like it's amazing to me that people in management have so much to say, but you would never be able to duplicate what I do on a daily basis. You wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to duplicate my quality, my productivity, goddamn it, or my results. Let's be clear.
And no one's gonna work with you down there like they work with me because you have a stink attitude.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Wait, me or somebody else?
Somebody else.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, no, I don't have a stink attitude.
Yes, you do, but it's okay.
No, I don't.
Anyway, it's very frustrating, and I know why everyone's leaving healthcare. Especially
nurses.
You're telling me that my expectation is on the moon, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
But you gave me a fucking 2000 Honda Civic to get there.
No, you gave me Fry Festival type of vibes.
Yes, fucking
tents and bologna sandwiches.
Yep, tents and FEMA tents.
Yes,
bologna sandwiches.
Absolutely,
and it just make sense.
Yeah, it's just insane. Healthcare. I mean, there's a mass exodus. I saw this one TikTok where this lady was like, people need to stop saying that there's a nursing shortage, because there is no such thing as a nursing shortage. The problem is nurses are leaving the bedside at an alarming rate because they are sick and tired of dealing with unsafe conditions. You have nurses in an ICU who literally have 3 patients at a time, which should not ever be. And then you have the turnover with trying to get these beds, and then they become EVS workers trying to clean a whole fucking room for a surgical patient to come out, when all you need to do is tell your surgeons, slow the fuck down. We don't have a fucking bed.
Mm-hmm. But they'll never tell surgeons.
No, because they're money
makers. They'll never tell
makers.
anybody that.
No, and it's insane. And then you sacrifice your nurses, telling them, "Oh, you'll get written up if your Foley is not taken out." What the fuck are you talking about?
You'll never tax the doctors. You'll never tax the surgeons. You will only ever tax EVS, therapy, the nursing staff.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all the people, and those are the people doing majority of the heavy lifting.
Exactly. They're doing all the grunt work, and you're getting all the glory for it, and it makes no fucking sense. But yeah, there is a mass exodus, and even the nurse was talking about, she was like, there's no nurses shortage. We have enough nurses. We have over 4 million nurses in the United States. There is more than enough. But what you do see is a lot of nurses leaving the bedside, working for the actual hospital, and they're becoming resource or travelers, and they're making a shit ton of money, and they only got to be on these contracts for 8 weeks.
Or all these fucking nurses are going to do like lip injections and shit like that, which I would too.
Yep, I think nurse practitioners are going to be so oversaturated.
Yep.
That and nursing education, even my friend from high school, shouts out to Crystal. She ended up going back to get her master's, and she got her master's in nursing for nursing education, and she's going to go back to get her PhD as well too. But even her, like, she chose the education route. There are so many other nurses that are going back and choosing CRNA or going back to nurse practitioner school, and even therapists. They're getting out of the business and consulting, or they're doing outpatient or opening up their own clinics because of all the crazy insane demands that these companies have, and not realizing we're in the business of results. And if you don't allow us to have the time to work with our patients, we can't produce results.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to sacrifice my body.
I don't have the freedom to work at my best, right?
Yeah.
And not be. I'm not saying that you should just be like, do whatever you want, because obviously we have to be productive. Crying? I'm so sad about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm sad about working 40 hours a week.
Well, me too. I'm definitely sad.
You have to give me the space and the freedom to work in my best capacity to make the best results. And I feel like we had that before the pandemic. That's fine.
Well, let's just call it what it is. We had that before. They fired our director.
That's not alleged.
We got left with a shitty one.
But you know what? I'm here, and I get a direct deposit every 2 weeks, and I'm very blessed to still have a job after this crazy year. So I'm just gonna keep it on the positive. I have a house now, as I said 15 times probably, so I have to keep showing up to work. I have no PTO, so I will not be taking any time off. Please don't invite me on any trips for the next year. Thank you. I will not be able to attend.
Well, I will be on vacation this week, and I am excited about it. And my vacation starts on Wednesday, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be alive.
Big ups.
Wear y'all masks, please.
Blessed and highly favored over here on the podcast. Sorry, I just poked your booty with my toe.
If you want to touch my butt, just say you want to touch my butt. Jeez.
Oh, it's going to be a good week, and I'm not going to put any negativity over it.
No, it's going to be an amazing week on purpose, because we are going to choose for it to be an amazing week on purpose. Is it your mom? Mm-hmm. To your mom, we're recording. Oh, I met Alyssa's grandmother, her Nana, this week.
It was a very special week.
Yes, it was awesome. She was like, "Oh, you're Monica." I'm like, "Hi, grandma." Yeah. But yeah, so
she thought I was just walking down the hallway.
Yeah, I really thought she was just walking with a random like white lady. There's a random patient, and she was like, "If you ever see this woman, blah blah blah." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "It's my Nana." I was like, "Oh my god,
love my Nana."
So yeah, everybody's grandma is awesome. Well, not everybody's, but most people's. My grandma's awesome. Anyway,
that's good. Mine's good and yours is good, so we're
good. Good. Awesome. Anything else before we leave our listeners?
No, everybody go out. When you're in bed tonight, do some ankle pumps, some glute squeezes, some straight leg lifts,
heel slides
in my name, because I'm a physical therapist.
And make sure you lay prone at least 5 minutes every day, please. And prone just means on your stomach. Lay on your stomach for at least 5 minutes every day.
Do some good stretches. Get some stretches in there.
Yeah, you still need to go to the stretch lab.
I know. I will.
Anyway, all right, y'all.
Love you guys.
We'll see y'all next week. Spread love and light. Is that what you say? That's your word, not mine.
Spread love and light, everyone. Go out there and do something good for yourself. Self-love. Self-care.
Yes.
Make an appointment with your therapist.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
you so much for tuning into another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler every Tuesday when new episodes are released.